Okay. Hi, Dad. I realize we haven't really touched base since I came back from school. Not that we really talked while I was there, but it was good. First semester was hard, but I feel like I really hit my stride with track. It allowed me to make some really good friends and started to get on a schedule. I kind of feel like I was just starting my own life, being away and feeling successful, and then all this, and I'm back. Not that, it's fine being home. It's just things with Mom have been a little more than tense. We fight all the time. I know you hear it. I just feel like she's holding me accountable for a lot of things that aren't my fault. Like, she keeps bringing up the colic when I was a baby. I remember her in high school bringing that up to me, and how, she sacrificed so much putting me in all these enrichment classes and doing things like track and and I used to do the hurdle run, and I guess that was a stress on her, trying to just drive me back and forth, and that I wouldn't just fall into line like all the other kids, that I had to do something different. But I wind up feeling guilty and selfish for just being myself. She's just made me very aware that I'm not the daughter she wanted or expected. Now it's frustrating to feel like you maybe broke free of some toxic patterns and we're getting started, and just kind of falling all back into it. I don't want to seem ungrateful for what she does, but I don't feel like it's my fault that she's not, I don't know, she talks about not doing what she wants to do as though I'm the reason she doesn't have her freedom, and it just doesn't feel fair. I guess we're all figuring it out, though. It's hard being stuck. And I appreciate you listening, at least. I guess we'll see what happens.
It's just the same fight over and over. She has no drive, no ambition, no ability to organize herself and stay on track. Except track. She can run track, run around in circles. That's what she's good at, running in circles. Even if you put an obstacle in her way, she jumps over it, but it's the same obstacle. She's not getting anywhere. Oh my God. I just remember all those track meets I had to drive her to. I have never seen something so boring as people running in circles like that. She has none of the interests that I have. She has no interest in music, well, she'll play music, not necessarily my choice in music, but she has a decent voice and she won't use it. She's too shy, except every now and then I catch her humming along with something that she likes, and I've encouraged her to use her voice. Nothing. No, she just clams up. Oh, the girl just drives me crazy. I swear from the moment the morning sickness started, that should have been a warning sign. From morning sickness to colic to temper tantrums to this sullen child who shared none of my interests, who I just couldn't get her to open up in any way. And after 18 years of just being this unappreciated servant, finally she goes off to college. Finally, I have a chance to do things that matter to me, to get back to dance and to think about auditioning for something, and I felt like I was spreading my wings, like my life was starting again. And then slam, the pandemic, and we're all like thrown back into this house on this cul-de-sac. It feels like a prison. It really does. We're all trapped. We've all carved out our little corners, and nobody's killed anybody yet. So, there's that. But, oh my God, I just don't know what to do with either of them. I used to think I wanted Frank home more often. He was always working late. There was always a meeting. I was the only one driving Rebecca around everywhere. And now that he's in the house all the time, I don't see him any more than I did before. He goes down into that basement, dressed like he's leaving the house, like anyone's going to see whether or not he's got business shoes on, or if they're polished. I mean, come on. And he's down there in his own little world, comes up, doesn't say boo to me. If you hadn't told me how much he laughs at the office with his secretary, Louise, I haven't seen that side of him since before Rebecca. I was floored that even still existed. Just, it really explains a lot. I just do not understand that man. How can he even, and his whole insistence on putting bread on the table, like when's the last time he ate bread? Really, he's always into gotta stay fit and trim and cutting out carbs. And it's not like Rebecca's eating bread or anything like that. Nobody in this house eats bread. Who the fuck cares if there's bread on the table? You're right. Thank you. Just your smile and your breath reminded me to take a breath and just let it all go. This too shall pass, one way or another. Might be like a kidney stone, even past a child, but it'll pass. There'll be some kind of normalcy that we can all get back to. And thank you. Listening is the best thing in the world. You asked how you could help, and this has been great. Thank you.
There you are. Thanks for coming. I had this down for 11:30. I'm gonna have to make it really quick. I'm supposed to have a Zoom lunch with a important buyer. Everything changes in this pandemic, except my obligation to put bread on the table. And well, all the tools of the trade are gone. I can't take people golfing, no outings to Pebble Beach, no perks like, I was flying people from Peoria to New York City to go to a Broadway show and dinner. Now the best I can offer them is a little time in my Zoom waiting room with Lois, but that's not what this is about. Bread's going to keep being put on the table. This is about you and Rebecca and this whatever's going on between you. It's not okay. It's not good for her. I can't do business with somebody screaming like a banshee in the background. I'm muting my Zoom so people don't hear you for the 1,000th time telling poor Rebecca she was a colicky baby. anyway, I don't blame you. We're not on the same page. You're not on the same page as Rebecca and me. I feel like Rebecca can use not being screamed at, but maybe a little mentoring. You know, my dad gave me this book. I'm going to give Rebecca a copy. His dad gave it to him, believe it or not. I feel like maybe we could work together, Rebecca and I, on how to win friends and influence people using only Zoom or something. You know, I did come up with an idea. I have Lois greeting people in the waiting room, and she chats with them for about 10 minutes or so, uh, which is what my noon meeting is doing right now. So that they get that feeling of being special. It doesn't replace a trip to Pebble Beach, but hey, I'm doing whatever I can come up with. Anyway, as I've said to so many people, Debra, I think you'd be happier elsewhere. I really do. Uh, you're entitled to a well-deserved vacation from this place. And it turns out Drake, one of my top salesmen, is staying with his parents. They have a big house. He said, you can stay there as long as you need to. So, and I've got, I just ordered a stopwatch from Amazon. I'm going to start training with Rebecca. She wasn't able to do the track season last year, but we're going to have her ready for this spring, and maybe she's going to be an All-American like her dad. You never know. Anyway, so you seem like you're okay with this, which I didn't completely expect, but that's great. And really, Debra, no rush. If you can head down there after dinner, that's certainly soon enough.
So I have good news and bad news. The good news, Frank has decided to give me a well-earned vacation. He said, no rush. I can wait until after dinner. Like I want to stay here any longer than that. It'll take me about an hour to pack up and I am out of here. I think there's a loaf of bread in the freezer from that last party we had to cancel. Maybe I should leave that on the table with a note for him and Louise, Lois, whatever her name is. No, you're right. That's too much. The bad news, when Frank realizes what a good salesman you are, probably going to be looking for a new job. In the meantime, you've got a new roommate. I'll see you soon, my darling Drake.